Kamala Harris recently pulled up to Fox News for an interview, but a lot of people are saying that it was terrible. So I put myself through an excruciating 27 minutes of bullcrap so I could be able to chop it up and give you the highlights. Roll the clip.
Madam Vice President, thank you for the time.
Thank you. It's good to be with you, Brett.
You know, voters tell pollsters all over the country and here in Pennsylvania that immigration is one of the key issues that they're looking at this election.
Oh, that's how we started. Let's go.
How many illegal immigrants would you estimate your administration has released into the country over the last 3.5 years?
Well, I'm glad you raised the issue of immigration because I agree with you. It is a topic of discussion that people want to rightly have. And you know what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
What, that you was raised in the middle class?
Look, I grew up in the middle class.
But do you, just a number, do you think it's 1 million, 3 million?
Brett, let's just get to the point.
Yes, ma'am, please, let's get to the point. What is the number?
Okay, the point is that we have a broken immigration system that needs to be repaired.
Gee, I wonder who broke it.
So your Homeland Security Secretary said that 85% of apprehensions.
I'm not finished. We have
it's a
an
rough
immigration
estimate of 6 million people have been released into the country.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
And let me just finish. I'll get you the question, I promise you.
I was beginning to answer.
No, you wasn't. You was about to start rambling, and he's not having none of that.
You frequently talk to the Border Patrol Union for support of that bipartisan bill, and they did. They supported it. But they also just endorsed Donald Trump and said you've been, quote, a failure with border security. Why do you think they said that?
I think they're frustrated, and I get it. They want support.
America, I have a message for you. If we allow Borders-R Harris to win this election, every city, every community in this great country is going to go to hell. On behalf of the 16,000 men and women represented by the National Border Patrol Council, we strongly support and endorse Donald J. Trump for President of the United States.
Why do you think more people say they trust him on the economy than they trust you?
That is a great question. Now let's see what she says.
I think that when you look at an analysis of our plans for what we would do as President of the United States, it has been clear to those who study and understand how economic policy works that moving forward, because I do believe the American people are ready to turn the page.
Turn the page from what, exactly?
It's interesting you said turn the page, Madam Vice President. You were asked on 2 different shows last week what, if anything, you would do differently than President Biden.
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm obviously not Joe Biden. Also, I think it's important to say with, 28 days to go, I'm not Donald Trump.
So you turning the page on you not being Joe Biden and you not being Donald Trump? Bro, what is she talking about, man? I'm confused.
So, you're not Joe Biden, you're not Donald Trump, but nothing comes to mind that you would do differently?
Let me be very clear. My presidency will not be a continuation of Joe Biden's presidency.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Your campaign slogan is a new way forward, and it's time to turn the page. You've been vice president for 3.5 years, so what are you turning the page from?
Well, first of all, turning the page from the last decade in which we've been burdened.
Burdened by what has been?
What can be. Unburdened by what has been.
More than 70% of people tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and President Biden being president. That is what they're saying, 79% of them. Why are they saying that? If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
Ah, yes, of course. Trump is responsible for the last 4 years.
But you've been the person holding the office.
Come on.
Madam
You
Vice
and I
President.
both know what I'm talking about.
We don't know what you're talking about, but whatever.
One, that he is unfit to serve, that he is unstable, that he is dangerous, and that people are exhausted with someone who professes to be a leader who spends full time demeaning and engaging in personal grievances and it being about him instead of the American people. People are tired of that.
If that's the case, why is half the country supporting him? Why is he beating you in a lot of swing states? Why, if he's as bad as you say, that half of this country is now supporting this person who could be the 47th president of the United States? Why is that happening?
Exactly. If he's so unfit and he's bad, then how come he's beating you, ma'am?
This is an election for president of the United States. It's not supposed to be easy.
Ma'am, you became the Democratic presidential nominee without a single primary vote. That seems pretty easy to me.
Let me ask you this, Madam Vice President. You call Donald Trump.
The significance of that.
You call Donald Trump. He's misguided. You say now
he's unstable. He is unstable, Brett.
He's not well. You say he's mentally not stable.
He's not stable.
Let me ask you this. You told many interviewers that Joe Biden was on his game, that ran around circles on his staff. When did you first notice that President Biden's mental faculties appeared diminished?
Joe Biden, I have watched from the Oval Office to the Situation Room. And he has the judgment and the experience to do exactly what he has done in making very important decisions on behalf of the American people.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president. So let's start there. Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death.
Girl, come on, stop it. That man can't even talk in 4 sentences.
There were no concerns raised?
Brett, Joe Biden is not on the ballot.
I understand.
And Donald Trump
but
is.
You talked about it.
And Donald Trump
After George Clooney said within a few minutes of talking to President Biden at a fundraiser that he thought this was not the same Joe Biden that we saw on the debate stage.
Donald Trump is on the ballot.
I understand. You met with him at least once a week for 3.5 years. You didn't have any concerns?
I think the American people have a concern about Donald Trump.
And there you have it, folks. Always dodging questions and always bringing up Trump. That was pretty much the entire interview, but I'm gonna keep telling you guys, you gotta do your own research. You gotta do your own research so you can be able to make an informed decision based on what aligns with you the most, because that's exactly what I do. I don't let no celebrity or nobody tell me how to vote. You know why? Because at the end of the day, none of those people are gonna pay my bills. And in 2016, I wasn't paying $7 for no eggs, nearly $10 for some milk. I wasn't doing that. With that said, guys, please like this video on your way out, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Got niggas hating on me, I ain't even reached my peak. Been so fucking quiet, niggas probably think I'm sleep.
Ooh, Lord.